While people have always loved gambling, the way the industry operates has changed immensely in the last 100 years. The internet and smartphones is driving unparalleled innovation in the casino industry. Online casinos are quickly becoming much larger than the established brick-and-mortar casino giants. At the same time, the trend of online gambling legalization is continuing. More and more states in South America, Asia, Africa, and US are implementing new regulatory frameworks for online gambling. This creates an opportunity for smaller upstarts to gain ground in a fast-growing and quickly legalizing emerging markets. This is exactly the kind of opportunity that Meridian Holdings offers. Over the last 20 years, they have made a series of mergers and acquisitions that have transformed the company in a full-service iGaming enterprise with strong online casino presence in Europe, Mexico, Brazil, Nigeria, and more. However, the path has not been without stumbles, as the stock is now down 83% in the last 5 years, as the company completed its largest and most complicated acquisition to date. In this Meridian Holdings investment thesis video, I will explain to you all the most important things you need to know about Meridian business and why the stock is up an incredible 100% in the last 6 months as the market begins to realize the potential of this interesting online casino Smallcap. But before I tell you more about Meridian Holdings, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Ray Myers and I run the Global Equity Briefing newsletter on Substack. I have been writing about finance and investing for close to 3 years now. I have over 30,000 readers across all platforms. I cover various investing topics and write detailed equity research reports on interesting companies. My goal with this YouTube channel is to bring my finance research to a new audience that prefers videos over long-form text. A reminder that this video is also available as a Substack article by clicking the link in the comments. Let's continue. So for a $180 million market cap company, Meridian's business is quite diversified, with many segments that not only serve the retail online casino market, but also provide B2B solutions to other online casino operators. So first, let's discuss the retail market. Under this segment, the company owns a few online gaming offerings, such as their flagship namesake Meridian Bet online casino brand. Also, the company owns the Mexican online casino platform called MexPlay. Also, they have a segment called Classics for a Cause, which is an Australian giveaway platform, and R-Kings, which is the UK giveaway platform. So let me expand on each of these segments. Meridian Bet is the group's largest and most important brand, which operates in Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Malta, Cyprus, Kenya, Tanzania, Nigeria, South Africa, and most importantly, Brazil. Under this brand, Meridian has retail sports betting locations, small retail casinos, online sports books, and online casinos. Most developing countries are cash-first societies. This means that retail sports betting locations are a must to gain market share. Furthermore, these retail shops are often located directly in the neighborhoods where people live. This creates immense marketing opportunities and drives brand loyalty. Meridian Bet has over 740 retail betting shops. In more developed markets such as Malta and Serbia, online sportsbook operations are growing very quickly. This is driven by the rising mobile adoption and improved internet access and an improving economy. Online casinos are becoming increasingly popular. Quick note, don't forget to subscribe so you get notifications for all my future videos. The Meridian Bet segment is the largest revenue generator for the company, accounting for 71% of total group revenues. In Q2 2006, Meridian Bet generated $36 million in revenue, an increase of 23% year over year. The success was driven by a massive increase in the number of people using the platform. During the FIFA World Cup quarter, the brand signed 516,000 new customers, an increase of 37% year over year. More importantly, these new users are becoming active play, with the number of first-time depositors rising by 24% to 90,000 and the total deposit volume growing by 24%. This segment is also highly profitable with a gross margin of 66% and Q2 operating income of $6.1 million, an increase of 91% year over year. This improving profitability was one of the main reasons why the stock has jumped 100% in the past 6 months. The CFO William Scott has said that the FIFA World Cup is an amazing customer acquisition vehicle. 516,000 players joined Meridian Bet to make a few bets during the World Cup. While many join only to bet for this event, a meaningful share of these players will remain Meridian Bet customers in the long term. This is where the real profit potential lies, especially in high growth regions such as Mexico and Brazil. Let's discuss MexPlay, the Mexican online casino company. The Mexican online casino market has a lot of potential, as there are comparatively few online casino operators. This is due to a very complex and confusing legal operating framework, but MexPlay has all the licenses and is already operational. In Q2 2026, the number of people signing up for the MexPlay platform grew by a staggering 271% year over year, reaching a total of 48,000 registered users. Even more important is that the number of first-time depositors rose by nearly 200% to 5,000 people, while first-time deposit value grew by 183% to $54,000. This shows that MexPlay is successfully converting people into paying customers. The final two segments are not that interesting to me, as they are growing slowly and in my opinion have less potential. Classics for a Cause is an Australian car giveaway platform. The way it works is that people buy tickets and subscriptions for raffles in which old cars can be won. Our Kings is a raffles website operating in the UK and Ireland. The concept is similar to Classics, as players have to buy tickets to participate in specific competitions. While cars seem a big draw, people can compete for other prizes as well, such as PS5, electronics, vacations, and more. Overall, these segments are underperforming, with Q2 revenues growing only by 3.8% to $10.8 million, while gross profit declined by 22.7%, leading to an operating loss of $100,000. While there is potential to expand the concept of Classics and Our Kings by increasing the number of items and bringing the brands to new markets, these offerings don't seem that particularly interesting to me due to their smaller size and smaller growth potential. Now let's discuss the B2B online casino services business. Under its GMAG division, they provide infrastructure software that enables online casinos to operate. Maybe you have heard about Evolution Gaming, which is an online casino outsourcing company that does the front-facing work of offering live dealer and casino game services. GMAG also serves this industry, but while Evolution is front-facing, GMAG does the behind-scenes back-end grunt work. The company provides tech back-end, compliance, payment, game aggregation, and integration services. Furthermore, they also provide customer relationship management and marketing management tools for online casino operators. Q2 2006, the GMAG segment reported revenues of $3.6 million, which is down 1.6% year over year. This segment is not only a drag on the group's revenue growth, but also on profitability. Gross margin is 33.5%, and the segment was at break-even. It also added 2,382 games to its platform, and by adding more providers and more games, GMAG is aiming to become more valuable to casino operators and counter the current revenue slump. The other B2B segment is Expense Studios, and in my opinion much more promising. This is Meridian's in-house online casino game development division. Unlike Evolution, Expense doesn't offer live dealer games. Expense exclusively focuses on digital game development. Slot machines, table games, cash games, and various localized game versions of popular games. For example, Gates of Olympia is their new flagship game. This is a 6x5 slot game where symbols fall into place, enabling players to win random multipliers and free spin bonuses that can stack to win big payouts. Last quarter, Expense continuing to grow its global presence. Its games are now available on 1,881 different operator sites, which is 362 more than the previous quarter. The studio also launched 18 new games, bringing its total collection of titles to 95. Most importantly, here are some few KPIs from the last quarter. The number of players grew by 67%, revenue grew by 138%, pay-ins grew by 143%, and gross gaming revenues grew by 90%. To sell games in new regions, a studio must have its software tested and certified by the local government. Expense also has been very successful in getting these rights, securing new certifications this quarter in Latvia, Colombia, Portugal, and Slovenia. Most importantly, it is also waiting for certifications in Ontario, Canada, and New Jersey, United States. These are some of the biggest gaming markets in the world. This business is extremely scalable, as by obtaining these certifications, Expense can grow its revenue with limited capital investment. Once scaled, the studio could become a potentially high-margin part of the business. Now that we understand what the company does, we need to discuss its growth strategy for the next decade. And we need to discuss about America. Expanding to US is the ultimate prize and one of the key growth areas for Meridian. The US is the world's biggest economy with the largest and richest middle and upper classes. Most importantly for Meridian, the country is currently undergoing a generational transformation with online gambling getting legalized in more and more states. As of today, only 40 million people in 7 states have access to online casinos. It is not legal in any of the major states, but that is likely to change in the years to come. Many state finances are not great, and additional tax revenues from online gambling could provide a welcome boost to state coffers. Currently, there are active legislative procedures that could legalize online casinos in a few years in Maryland, Illinois, Indiana, and Wyoming. If that happens, around 26 million people will gain access to online casinos. Additionally, there have been some early discussions to maybe legalize online casinos in New York, Massachusetts, Ohio, Virginia, and other states. In any case, it seems the winds are shifting, so it is likely that in the next decade there will be significantly more US states that will legalize online casinos, possibly even tripling the total addressable market for online casino operators. Meridian is deep in the process of acquiring a B2B licenses in New Jersey and Ontario, Canada. Because of the sheer size and the growth of the market, there's a lot of potential on the B2B front for Meridian. The next large growth vertical is various emerging markets such as Africa, Brazil, and Mexico. Many of these markets have recently simplified legal frameworks, making it easier for online casinos to operate. At the same time, these are some of the fastest growing economies in the world, with millions of people forecast to escape poverty and enter lower and middle classes. As people's income grows, they seek new entertainment methods, and online gambling is increasingly becoming a very popular method. Key reasons that make emerging markets very attractive for Meridian include large and young populations, growing internet penetration, growing mobile access, and most importantly, there's lower competition. Most of the large and established gambling companies focus on developed economies because that is where the total revenue potential is the largest. However, this invites strong competition from well-capitalized players. That is not the case in emerging markets, where there is an opportunity for newer regional players to emerge. Researchers at Grand View Horizon forecast that the Brazilian online gambling market will grow with a 12% CAGR to reach $3.9 billion by 2030. Meridian Bet entered this market at a perfect moment just at the time of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Brazilians love football almost as much as Jesus, and it was just held and was a great success for Meridian Bet brand. As I said, they gained 516,000 new players. As we can see in this graph, similar growth can be expected from the Mexican online gambling market. Experts at Spherical Insights forecast the market to grow with a CAGR of 15.6%, reaching $3.9 billion in 2033. While MexPlay is still a small segment today, with revenues shy of $3 million a year, using the operating know-how of the Meridian Bet team and integrations with the B2B segments, MexPlay could become a meaningful business in the next years to come. Next, looking at Africa, while the whole industry is projected to grow more slowly, a large share of the growth will be driven only by a few countries. Per the forecast of Astute Analytica, the African gambling market is expected to grow with a 7% CAGR till 2032, reaching $11.3 billion. With Meridian's presence in Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania, and South Africa, they are exposed to largest and fastest growing African markets. Now let's quickly go to Q2 results before looking at the valuation. Revenues grew by 16.1% year-over-year to $50.2 million. Meanwhile, adjusted EBITDA reached a record $5.9 million, a 43% increase year-over-year. Most importantly, EPS was 17 cents, and this was a huge improvement over a loss of 31 cents last year. Looking at the cash flow, the company made $7.8 million in operating cash flow, a huge 228% increase year-over-year. These results showed strong growth and improving operating efficiency. Now let's talk about the valuation. With a market cap of $175 million, revenues of $197 million, and adjusted EBIT of $22.5 million, the company is trading 1x sales and around 8x adjusted EBITDA. Looking at few years in the future, analyst consensus 2028 estimate revenue sits at $255 million, while EBITDA sits at $42 million and operating cash flow at $44.6 million. This implies that the company trades at half its 2028 sales and 4x its EBITDA. A key catalyst that could bridge the valuation gap is full-year GAAP net income profitability. Over the last 12 months, Meridian is unprofitable on a GAAP net income basis because of a $92 million goodwill goodwill impairment in Q4 2025. This was a non-cash accounting entry that does not impact the company's actual bank balance or daily operation. Let's discuss from where this problem comes from. When a business gets acquired, it is usually for a premium to the accounting value of its net assets. Let's say that a business with $60 million in assets and 15 million liabilities gets acquired for $100 million. In this example, the acquirer paid $100 million for a business with $45 million in net assets. In such situations, the acquirer records the difference between the purchase price and the net asset value of the acquired business as goodwill on the consolidated balance sheet. So in this example, with a purchase price of $100 million and net asset value of $45 million, you would book a $55 million goodwill. Companies pay premium to the accounting value of net assets because they expect synergies and earnings growth to justify. However, US GAAP accounting rules require yearly tests to assess whether that goodwill position is appropriate. Rules require that these positions be reduced if certain situations, like when the share price goes down or interest rates increase or some business units underperform. This reduction appears on the income statement as a loss. This is exactly what happened in Q4 2025 with this $91 million charge. Once this impairment is 12 months past us and profitability is reached, Meridian will begin to appear in stock screeners. As a small cap with a market cap just below $200 million, the company is hard to discover in the thousands of publicly traded companies. Screeners are crucial tools that investors use to discover such companies. The current financial trajectory continues. Meridian will be profitable after Q4 2026 results, and institutions are front-running this likely catalyst. As you can see in this chart, overall institutional ownership has been growing steadily in the last month, with buys from Jane Street, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and JP Morgan. Smart money is clearly seeing value here in the Meridian Holdings stock. Now, let's build a quick valuation model to see where this company could go. It is hard to estimate the growth of the Arkings and Classics and GMAX segments, so I'm going to model a modest 5% CAGR. Meridian, excluding Mexico and Brazil, I modeled them growing with a 9% CAGR till 2030. This mostly consists of the core business in Europe and the expansion in Africa. Regarding Mexico and Brazil, I modeled a rapid expansion, reaching revenues of $68 million in 2030. As per the 2030 forecast, the Mexican industry could generate $2.5 billion in revenues and the Brazilian $3.9 billion. So to get revenues of $68 million, Meridian would only need a modest market share of 1.1%. This seems a very reasonable and unachievable market share target. In such a scenario, total revenues could reach $312 million, CAGR of 11%. If we assume they reach operating margin of 14% and tax, interest and other expenses are not larger than 30% of operating income, net income could reach $30.6 million in 2030, a margin of 9.8%. For dilution, I'm going to model around 15.2 million shares in 2030, an increase of 20%. If Meridian trades for a PE of 15 or 20, we could be looking at a $460 million to $613 million market cap company, and that would result in $30 to $40 stock in 2030. And this would be an upside of 116 to 188 from today's share price of $14. Discounting it back 15% per year to calculate fair value per share, we get a fair value of $15 to $20, implying that currently the company might be trading for 7 to 30% discount to its fair value. Can Meridian reach these estimates in 2 or 3x? Only time will tell us. Well, that's it for today. A reminder that this video is also available as a Substack article by clicking the link below. Thank you for watching my Meridian Holdings investment thesis video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me for more. Bye!